This is Prithviraj from ECE. Today I want to tell about types of functions in C in Introduction to Programming. First of all, we have the outline. In the end of the PPT, you will know about introduction, two types of functions, what is a function, advantages of function, syntax for function, program for user-defined function, working of a function, types of user-defined functions, and conclusion. We have the introduction. In functions in C programming are classified into two types. One is library functions and another one is user-defined functions. In library functions, also referred to as predefined functions. Library functions are already defined in the C libraries. In user-defined functions, these are the functions that a developer or the user declares, defines, and calls in a program. Here are the two types of functions, predefined and user-defined. In predefined, there are library functions, declaration header files, body tail files. In user-defined, user customized functions to reduce complexity of a big problems. And there is, what is a function? A function is a block of code that performs a particular task. In some situations, when we need to write a particular block of code for more than once in our program, may lead to bugs and irritation for the program. C language provides an approach in which you have to declare and define a group of statements once that can be called and used whenever we require it. Advantages of functions in C. Advantages of functions in C, there are code reusability and code optimization. In code reusability, by creating functions in C, you can call it many times, so we don't need to write the same code again and again. In code optimization, it makes the code optimized. We don't need to write much code, and it saves much time as well as space also. There is a syntax for function. Here we have the syntax, return type, function name, list of data variables. Here return type is the data type of the value that the function returns. Function name is the name of the function, and parameter list is the list of parameters that the function takes as input. And as we know, as the actual arguments are there in calling function and formal parameters are there in called function. Here we have a program for user-defined function. First we have write a header file, and we have declared a function of int return type, and the function name is add numbers, and we have the int a comma int b is a list of data variables, and it is also known as actual arguments. Program of execution is starts from main function, and we have declared three variables n1 comma n2 comma sum of int type, and we are giving the values by dynamically, and we are assigning sum equal to add numbers of n1 comma n2, and it is the calling function, and it is called, and it is went to the called function, and then it will perform some action, and here it will return result to add numbers n1 comma n2. Now sum equal to result, printf sum, that equal to, it will print the result after adding of two numbers. What will be the output? It will printed in our print. Here we have the working of function in C. We have called function and calling function, and the called function return some value to the calling function. Here we can see about the working of function in C in this diagram. Here we have types of user-defined functions. There are four types of user-defined functions divided on the basis of arguments they accept and the value they return. There are first, function with no arguments and no return value. Function with no arguments and a return value. Function with argument and no return value. Function with argument and with return value. These are the four types of user-defined functions. And here we have the conclusion. In conclusion, functions are an essential component of C programming. You can use them to divide large problems into smaller, more manageable pieces of code. You can declare undefined functions in C and pass parameters either by value or by reference. By value means it will pass by value. By reference means it will pass by address of a value. Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Thank you very much.